Let's dive into the most jaw-dropping top trending WWE news picks that are guaranteed to blow your mind, including The Rock plotting against Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre quits WWE, Dominik and a maskless Rey Mysterio break character, spotted together outside WWE, Rey Mysterio's WWE return update, scary botch on SmackDown, why The Rock doesn't have abs, The Rock's WWE return changes Roman Reigns' behavior, The Rock and The Bloodline's segment cut short, and more. Let's jump right into it. WrestleMania season is currently ablaze with excitement, marking one of the most thrilling periods in years, with Drew McIntyre prominently in the spotlight. His impactful presence on Raw stands out as one of the top highlights in WWE at present. This is significant, especially with The Rock's recent turn to the dark side, aligning himself with the Bloodline. Despite this, McIntyre's role as a villain has thrived, particularly in light of CM Punk's injury sidelining him from WrestleMania 40. With McIntyre's WWE contract nearing its end later this year, there's ample opportunity for the company to capitalize on the intrigue surrounding his future. It's imperative that Drew McIntyre faces Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at the show of shows, regardless of his contractual situation. Whether McIntyre's deal expires right after WrestleMania or a few months later, the discussions surrounding his future could ignite fervent interest on the Red brand. This sets the stage for McIntyre's potential disappointment in failing to secure the World Heavyweight title, as Damian Priest cashes in his Money in the Bank contract mid-match, mirroring Rollins' iconic move in 2015. For McIntyre, redemption becomes paramount after enduring a challenging few months. Priest's replication of a heist of the century against McIntyre and the one who thwarted his cash-in attempts adds an unexpected twist. Such a development would undoubtedly push McIntyre to his limits. After years of having his pivotal moments snatched away from him in various ways, McIntyre, known as DM Hunk, may finally reach his breaking point. His frustration could culminate in him quitting WWE out of sheer exasperation on the Raw episode following WrestleMania 40. This storyline would serve as a compelling departure for McIntyre if he chooses not to renew his contract. What happens if Drew McIntyre quits WWE after WrestleMania 40? Following these events, WWE has various avenues to explore. They could leverage the authenticity of the situation by keeping McIntyre absent from Raw for a period post-WrestleMania, ideally until both parties reach a new agreement. However, even if this isn't feasible, there may still be room for one last rivalry for the Scottish Warrior. In the worst-case scenario, Drew McIntyre could indeed depart WWE following a summer feud with CM Punk. It's imperative for the company to ensure a showdown between the two once the straight-edge superstar is prepared to make his return. Leaving their story unresolved after their previous encounters would be a disservice. What are your thoughts on whether McIntyre should claim the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40? Share your opinions in the comments below. Dominik and a maskless Rey Mysterio break character, spotted together outside WWE. Rey Mysterio has been absent from WWE programming since the beginning of November 2023 due to undergoing surgery to repair a torn meniscus. However, as his potential return draws nearer, the former World Heavyweight Champion appears to be in good spirits. Recently, the WWE Hall of Famer was spotted having dinner with his son, Dominik Mysterio. Their on-screen animosity has led many fans to question their real-life relationship. However, this recent sighting confirms that Rey and Dominik, despite their on-screen rivalry, maintain a close bond. The father and son duo dined at Catch Vegas, a seafood restaurant located in Las Vegas, Nevada. A photo shared by Jason Pietrantoni, a manager at the restaurant, depicted Dominik and Rey Mysterio together. Rey, known as the Master of the 619, appeared without his mask and seemed to be genuinely joyful, while Dominik, a member of the Judgment Day, was all smiles. Great seeing Dom and Rey Mysterio tonight, Jason Pietrantoni expressed on his Instagram handle. It will undoubtedly be intriguing to witness the dynamics between Rey and Dominik Mysterio the next time they appear together on WWE television. One can only speculate about the possibilities, including the potential for Dominik to unveil his legendary father's mask to the world. Rey Mysterio's WWE return update. Rey Mysterio has been sidelined for over 3 months due to the knee injury mentioned earlier. Initially aiming for a comeback by the end of January 2024, potentially during the Men's Royal Rumble match, his return did not materialize. However, according to a report from Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the WWE Hall of Famer is expected to make his return very soon. Speculation suggests that Rey Mysterio could make his comeback shortly after Elimination Chamber, Perth, and commence the build-up to a WrestleMania 40 match against Santos Escobar. The altercation between the two, where the former Latino World Order member assaulted Mysterio, serves as a precursor to their anticipated showdown at the grandest stage of them all. For Escobar, it could potentially mark the pinnacle of his career. As Rey Mysterio gears up for his return to SmackDown, what path he should take next remains a point of discussion. Share your thoughts on what the WWE Hall of Famer should do upon his return in the comments section below. Next up, a scary botch on SmackDown. On the latest episode of SmackDown, a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber featured Tiffany Stratton defeating Zelina Vega, albeit with a botched finisher. Dutch Mantel provided a review of the match on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, offering insights into what both performers could have improved upon. The bout between Tiffany Stratton and Zelina Vega showcased moments of strength from the LDO member. Ultimately, Stratton secured the victory with her signature move, the prettiest moonsault ever, earning herself a coveted spot in the women's WWE Elimination Chamber match. However, the execution of the finishing move left room for improvement, as Stratton's knees appeared to collide with Vega's ribs upon impact. Dutch Mantel noted that while Stratton could have executed the landing more smoothly, he also observed that Zelina Vega could have reacted quicker to sell the move effectively. Despite the hiccup, Stratton wasted no time in going for the cover, showcasing her determination in the heat of the moment. Mantel suggested that both performers could have benefited from better positioning and timing to ensure a cleaner execution of the finisher. "I didn't see her grabbing, I thought I would see her grabbing." Well, she needs to learn to do that a little better, or Zelina Vega needs to know how to adjust if she sees she's coming down short. Just moving a little bit. It won't take many of those to get her to do that. Dutch Mantel advised all talents to spend time in the ring before shows to review moves that otherwise require much attention. One small mistake in a moonsault can lead to broken bones, as Mantel noted. "I would say when they go out there before the show goes on air and they're going through that, I think we need to give her some crash pads and let her draw somebody out there and say, land right here. You could get it right here, straight across the nose is broken, and you'd be out for a month or 6 weeks." In professional wrestling, accidents are not uncommon given that performers engage in live matches where miscommunications can occur frequently in the ring. Dutch emphasized the importance of talents rehearsing complex moves diligently to minimize mishaps. We can expect Tiffany Stratton to devote time to practicing her finishing move in the squared circle to ensure its smooth execution. Why The Rock doesn't have abs. The Rock has amassed a substantial following across various platforms for multiple reasons, including his comedic roles in Hollywood movies and his iconic status as a WWE superstar. His impressive physique and intense workout regimen serve as inspiration for many fans, despite some noting the absence of defined abs compared to his muscular build. Interestingly, there's a WWE-related explanation for this observation. In a Wired interview preceding the release of his film Jungle Cruise with Emily Blunt, the Brahma Bull addressed the web's most searched questions. One inquiry centered around his abdominal muscles, prompting The Rock to elucidate why they aren't as pronounced as the rest of his physique. He disclosed that the issue stemmed from a wrestling match he participated in years ago, notably the iconic showdown at WrestleMania 29 against John Cena. During the match, it became apparent that The Rock was struggling with his movements, eventually revealing that he tore the top of his quad on his pelvis. This injury led to further complications, including a tear in his abdominal wall. Subsequently, he underwent multiple surgeries, impacting his ability to achieve perfect abs. "I got like a 5.5 pack, sometimes a 4.5 pack. But the problem was, which a lot of people don't know, in a wrestling match, I tore the top of the quad of my pelvis. It went bang in a wrestling match. And what that did, that caused a chain reaction, it tore my abdomen wall. So I had to do a triple hernia emergency surgery of a tear. So they're not like perfect abs," said The Rock. However, The Rock doesn't appear overly concerned about the appearance of his abs, and it's understandable why. Despite their appearance, he remains one of the fittest and most muscular individuals globally. The absence of 1 or 2 defined abs shouldn't pose any issue for him whatsoever. Next up, The Rock's WWE return changes Roman Reigns' behavior. The Rock made his WWE return with the ambitious goal of delivering the grandest main event in WrestleMania history by facing Roman Reigns. However, the fans clamor for Cody Rhodes to conclude his storyline instead. Despite the confirmation of Rhodes versus Reigns, the Brahma Bull continues to assert his influence. In a surprising turn, Roman Reigns welcomed The Rock as the latest addition to the Bloodline. The Great One delivered a compelling promo, embodying his heel persona. Marking the first time, the Tribal Chief allowed another Bloodline member to take the spotlight. With The Rock's arrival, Roman Reigns appears to be falling in line, evolving into a better Tribal Chief for the Bloodline. The Brahma Bull undeniably holds significant influence over the Samoan dynasty, being the eldest among them and holding the highest position in terms of hierarchy as elders. Roman Reigns' shift in demeanor was evident upon his arrival at the arena during the latest episode of WWE SmackDown. He warmly greeted Jimmy Uso with a smile and a hug, a departure from his usual behavior of ignoring him and proceeding with Uso and Solo Sikoa trailing behind. Even Jimmy Uso seemed surprised by the sudden change in Reigns' attitude. The Rock and the Bloodline segment cut short. What viewers saw on WWE SmackDown was a shortened version of the intended promo. Originally, Paul Heyman was meant to deliver a fiery speech to hype up The Rock before the Great One made his entrance at the arena. However, due to time limitations, sources disclosed that this plan couldn't be executed as intended. Immediately after Reigns passed the mic to Heyman, The Rock's music started playing. The Great One has vowed to do everything in his power to ensure Cody Rhodes suffers a resounding defeat at WrestleMania 40. The Rock plotting against Roman Reigns. In the latest WWE SmackDown episode, The Rock made a seismic impact by appearing in his Hollywood Rock persona, solidifying his alliance with Roman Reigns as a member of the Bloodline. The tribal chief warmly welcomed the People's Champion into the Samoan faction. The segment also featured intense exchanges between The Rock and the audience, with the Hollywood star engaging with a few fans. However, amidst the banter, attentive fans noted a potential hint dropped by the Brahma Bull, hinting at a betrayal of the tribal chief by aligning with a 10-time WWE champion at WrestleMania 40, namely Cody Rhodes. For those unaware, the American Megner selected Roman Reigns as his opponent for the grandest stage of them all, leading to the official announcement of the Tribal Chief versus Cody Rhodes as the main event for this year's show shows. The People's Champion subtly hinted at betrayal while deriding Rhodes during their confrontation. The Rock said, "The Rock is going to do everything in his power to make sure that you walk out of WrestleMania which you are, which is a loser." Fans observed that during this moment, the Great One appeared to direct his finger towards Roman Reigns, sparking speculation of a potential betrayal by The Rock against the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania 40. This move could serve as a catalyst for Roman Reigns' transition into a baby-face character. Furthermore, The Rock's betrayal of the Bloodline's leader would culminate in Cody Rhodes claiming the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and concluding his narrative arc in this highly anticipated confrontation. Moreover, the People's Champion's betrayal sets the stage for a future showdown between Reigns and The Rock, with potential events such as SummerSlam 2024 or WrestleMania 41 being ideal venues for their clash.